Hello. Today we're talking about why hotels are better than Airbnbs for the retirement lifestyle.
Absolutely. We have learned lessons and we're going to share with you why we right now prefer to stay in hotels and what's the reasons and what is the way we learn how to do that.
So, we retired almost 3 years ago now, and we started that slow travel lifestyle that you've heard about, spending a month at a time, staying in apartments, generally through Airbnb, and discovered, lots of places and enjoyed it. I think the downsides are pretty obvious though, and they tie into what we're going to talk about today, and you'll learn hopefully from our lessons. So the number one reason that hotels beat Airbnb now is the flexibility. Flexibility in that you can change your plans. You do have to either book a rate that includes cancellation or use a chain that does better cancellation, or like we do, try to use points as much as possible. With points, you can get cancellation up to the day before and a lot of other perks. And we'll go into those in a little bit.
But I think not just using points. I think if you this way you get the flexibility also to make the reservation and cancel, getting your money back 100%,
Yeah.
which it doesn't happen in Airbnb anymore.
Yeah.
Well, at least not in certain parts of the world.
Yeah, and even more important is that refund is immediate in points with the hotel change. So you can immediately turn around and start booking something else as opposed to waiting for a refund to process in how many ever days the credit card companies and the companies treat you. So flexibility is key. It allows us to change plans as we need to, avoid bad weather. We were trapped in places when the weather just didn't agree with us, didn't work for us, followed us in some situations. We were in New Zealand for two different cyclones. So sometimes you just need to move on out of where you are. And if you're locked into a month-long rental, you're stuck.
Yeah, you don't want to waste all that money, and most of the time it's a big problem for people from Airbnb to refund that money. And in order to get some back, you have to be flexible with them and negotiate. But yeah,
Yeah.
hotels don't do that to you.
And going along with that, there's a standard of quality in the hotel chains. Most places that you will not be fighting, the pictures didn't look right. It didn't get what I expected. The bed is hard as a rock. If you know the chain you're going to, you're probably going to end up with exactly what you expect, maybe a little bit better, which leads us to point number two. Hotels offer loyalty. Today, Airbnb still does not offer a loyalty program, though I've heard they're talking about it. But when you focus on hotels, especially one chain, at least at the beginning, you can build up status. Status means perks. And those perks are things like upgraded rooms, sometimes just to a better view, sometimes we'll show you this. We're in actually, two bedroom suite. The one bedrooms are tiny, but still, we've got a kitchenette, a couple bathrooms, tons of space to do this, record videos for you. Additionally, when you have status, you can get things like bonus points, which leads to more free night stays. And one thing we did last year, you may have seen the video for it, lounge access. When you reach lounge access, now all of a sudden you're getting free breakfast, snacks during the afternoon, some sort of dinner. Your food budget goes way down. You're not eating out nearly as much. And there are days we simply don't eat out at all.
Yes, it's I would call it such a gift to have access to that, because not just have the flexibility and the opportunity to save a lot of money in your food budget, but it's also the luxury, I can say, maybe to have some food that it will cost you a lot of money in another places.
Yeah, absolutely spoiled. We are in Southeast Asia right now, and in Vietnam specifically, and the lounge food is exceptional and would cost us quite a bit to eat anything like that. Plus, the other part that gets free is coffees pretty much throughout the day, and some people like coffee a lot. Plus, my sodas are free.
I'm in heaven.
So it's a hell of a perk. Please watch our video about that. We're with the IHG brand right now, and they are treating us exceptionally. So Next is cleaning every day if you want it. Now, we don't take advantage of it every day just because we don't want to straighten all of our stuff up and, organize, but it's really nice that when you need fresh towels, you don't have to do laundry. When you need more water, they'll bring it to you. You want to have the whole place clean so it just smells great again. You get it done. It's like moving into a brand new room again.
Exactly. Such a, um, I would say, a blessing to have somebody to come and clean your apartment or your room.
Yeah,
Like
especially.
I say apartment because right now we're almost in a room that it looks like an apartment. But yeah, having somebody to come to clean for you is really awesome because you have also time to go to do some other things that you would like to enjoy.
Yeah, just you don't have to kill your own time cleaning up. So the next thing is kind of all that other stuff at the hotels that you don't really think about until you kind of come here, and it's you have access to a pool. Sometimes it's a beachfront. Almost all of them have gyms. The nicer the hotel you stay in, the nicer the gym. That is definitely one thing. And then the restaurants and bars on site as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, here, it's available, room service, all those things really can make a stay better. We've had a situation recently where, we were sick. We were fighting a flu bug and just they were bringing us soups and sending tea and all these things to take care of
Taking
us.
care of us.
And other than one of us having to run out and do all that stuff when we were in Airbnbs, because we've gotten sick several times over these 3 years of travel.
Mm-hmm.
So the other part about that is in some of these hotels you're going to find some special items, saunas. A couple places in Bangkok we had what is called an onsen, which is a Japanese style spa area, which has a large jacuzzi, hot tub area, soaking tub, very hot water, and then a couple of different saunas, dry and hot dry and wet saunas. So just amazing facilities in some of these hotels. Though I must admit, you do have to start moving up the ladder of the hotel chains to get those perks, but it's worth it. That's why you go through the effort of getting the loyalty and getting the status.
Yeah. Wait a second, guess what? You also have a big discount. When you stay in a hotel, you get a big discount in the spa.
Yes.
So that right now, especially in this hotel that we're staying right now, every single day we get a call from the spa telling us the specials they have. So I personally experienced one of those, and let me tell you, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one of the perks of not only hotel living, but just Southeast Asia is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the massage and other, health services are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I mentioned, restaurants, having access to a restaurant here on site. So, then the next thing is amazingly cost. Now, you'd think hotels, if you start looking at the rates for some of these hotels, like, oh, they're $100, $150, $200 a night. Well, that's where points come in. And we have other videos that talk specifically about points. I will go into it in detail in another video about how much we have spent per night. But let me just say, we stayed in an apartment over by the beach for 10 days, 11 days, as well as over in the hotel for 2 weeks, and basically splitting a month up. And the cost per night was fairly close. The benefit of the apartment was it was on the beachfront. Over here, we're a little bit away. But the hotel has all those extra benefits that we didn't get. And we had to buy all the things you need for a kitchen so we could cook anything. Mm-hmm. And so there's all these additional costs. And then we ate out all the time when we didn't cook. So we did, and by the time you add up food and housing and transportation and other things that you had to do to get around to go eat, you really weren't saving any money. And in fact, this particular hotel, we are saving money over what it would be in an Airbnb. Now, I know people will say, hey, you're in Da Nang, Vietnam. You can get an apartment for $300, $400. And yes, you can.
Yes.
They do not compare to the quality of this hotel. The budget hotels, there are some great, beachfront little, more boutique hotels that you can get for under $30. Again, by the time you add in having to get the food and everything else and the other amenities here, basically breaking even, if not doing better than that. So
I honestly think that we're doing better staying in the hotel, at least this time.
Yeah, and just so you know, we did spend last year to get to the place where we have status, staying a lot of nights in lesser hotels.
In
Um,
very small
yeah,
rooms.
tiny rooms, no status, and really, but it took us less than 2 months, and then we earned our status, and this year we are enjoying being spoiled rotten. So we will definitely go into that in another video, more detail on it. We just wanted to give you the short version of this one on why, if you're traveling, and it doesn't matter whether you're traveling full time like we are, you're going on a 2 week vacation, you're going on a month or 2 month trip exploring multiple areas, you really really should try to compare it. And in certain instances, you can buy points, especially with IHG, and is one of them. And then using points, get the rate down significantly below not only the published rates, but even what you would pay for that apartment in an Airbnb. So hopefully we inspire you to look around. If you have questions, please ask. Happy to help. Otherwise, I'm Peter.
And I'm Elena.
Our channel is Retire Everywhere, and we hope you join us on our adventures. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.
Bye.